Hey guys, welcome back to the Dad Quest. Today I have a brand new quest for us. I'm going to go over a game called Guild Wars 2. This is an MMO that's been out for over 10 years now. I've played it on and off over the years, and I've always praised this game for a lot of the content they have. I think it's a highly underrated MMO, and I've had a few friends recently get back into the game, so I wanted to go over a little bit of this game with you guys and kind of explain a little bit about it and what is this game, why should you give it a shot, and really just give you guys some new content instead of the Cobbleverse stuff that I have had. So I do have other games I want to bring up on the stream here soon, but for now we're going to go with Guild Wars as it's one of the games I'm playing. So what is Guild Wars? Guild Wars is an MMO that has been out for over 10 years now. Guild Wars 1 was very successful, which led into Guild Wars 2. And with Guild Wars 2, they have, in my opinion, one of the best gearing systems in all of the MMOs. I've taken roughly 5 years off of this game to explore other games, get married, have kids, things like that. And I've come back and I don't have a lot of gearing that I really need to do. And the reason for that is they've made this something that both the people that grind the game can enjoy and casual players can enjoy. So the end game goal for your gear is going to be legendary gear. I'm going to show you a bit about what that is. This is my ranger. He's decked out in almost full legendary. You can get pretty much every slot in this game covered in legendary gear, from your armor to your weapons to your accessories to your relic and your back piece. So what does that mean? Legendary gear in this game, and gear in general, follows the MMO themed gearing, where it's basically you have common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and like a legendary, right? This game follows something very similar. Once you hit level 80, your first gear set that you're going to want to chase is exotic gear. It's not the best stats in the game, but it's where you're going to start for your level 80 high level gear. After you get the exotic gear, you're going to move into ascended gear. That's crafted gear. It's account bound. Once you get it, you can pass it between different characters, whereas exotic gear you cannot. But the thing with the ascended gear is when you decide to craft certain stats on that, they are permanent. What I mean by stats is you can see my helmet here. It says Diviners, Subterfuge, Hood of the Pack. So I have what's called the Diviner stats on here. Gives me 54 power, 30 precision, 30 ferocity, 54 concentration. If I crafted this in ascended gear and I wanted something else for a stat, such as Berserker, which gives me more power, precision, and ferocity in general, I would have to recraft a helmet. With legendary gear, they have the exact same stats as ascended gear has, but what makes legendary gear the chase in this game is that I can right click, I can click customize, and I can swap anytime I want between any of these stat blocks that are in this game. So even though I've taken 5 years off of this game, because I had a full set of legendary armor before I quit, and this is medium armor, I no longer have to get any medium armor ever again. Now, what I do need to get is I still need to get legendary rings and accessories. This pink color is what Ascended is. I still need to upgrade that. I do have a legendary back piece. But in terms of the rest of my accessories and my relic, I still do have quite a bit of work for this. I also have quite a bit of work for the next set of legendary armor. For heavy armor or light armor for the other classes that are in the game, such as maybe a tank or a caster like a necromancer. So how do I get this legendary armor? Because that's a great question. It is a process. Now I say this game is very casual friendly, but at the same time, Very grind heavy too. It's not going to be an easy process. It's not going to be a quick process to get legendary gear. It's going to be something you build up over probably the course of the year, if not more, depending on how active you are. If you're extremely active, you might be able to knock a set out in 2 to 6 months. But on average, expect it to take a while, because this is the end game in terms of like overall gearing. If I collect everything in Legendary, I can quit and come back anytime I want and never need to grind gear out again. That goes for weapons too. You can see I have a Legendary Greatsword here. I have a Legendary sword. I have a Legendary Warhorn and a few others. So I will say there is a little tip, I guess, that I want to give you with the weapons. You can dual wield weapons. As you can see on my bottom there, I have the sword and the warhorn. I could dual wield swords if I wanted, but you need to have 2 of them crafted. So you can see here, it might be hard to see on the screen, Bolt is the legendary sword. I have crafted 2 of those. So if I wanted to, I can use dual wielding swords. Now I can't do that for Warhorn. I only have 1 Warhorn available. So if you do want to dual wield any of those weapons and you want to do it in legendaries, you're going to need to craft multiple copies. So how do you get legendary gear? I suggest simply checking out the Guild Wars wiki, but I will give you a brief overview of some words of warning and maybe a way of kind of steering you in the direction of this. Not necessarily words of warning, that was a poor choice of words. But you can farm legendary gear any way you want. So you can do it through PvP. You can do it through world PvP, which is what I'm doing with this current one. You can do it from dungeons. You can do it from raids. You can do it from open world. Everything you do in this game is going to steer you towards materials for gear to craft, whether that's ascended or legendary. However, if you start your chase for a legendary piece of equipment in open world, meaning you're exploring the world, you're doing the quests, you're going through the storyline, but you want the cosmetics from the world PvP legendary, you need to be in the content for the legendary you want. World PvP is going to give you materials for the world PvP legendary. The materials required for open world or dungeons or raids or even structured PvP, those are going to be different materials. They're not the same. A handful of them, some of the common materials might be similar, but the rare materials that you need to craft those legendary pieces will not be the same, and there are a decent handful of them. So find the content you like and just start working at your legendaries that way. And you don't have to build like a full set from one area. You can grab 1 piece from here, 1 piece from there, as long as you're collecting the materials and you know your path to get there. So the wiki will show you all of the materials you need to craft. For the world versus world, the method I'm doing it, one of the materials is this Gift of Battle. Most legendaries are going to require these Mystic Clovers. You can get Mystic Clovers in almost any of the content in this game. You can get it from structured PvP, dungeons, raids, things like that. World PvP and structured PvP, their rewards are going to be a bit different, and I'll show you how that's handled. Because there's no item drops in World versus World when you kill a player. Nothing for you to really pick up. When you take over a base in the world PvP, you will get small little like mining veins that you can get and things like that for some quick leather scraps and some ore. But the primary way you're going to go ahead and get some rewards is, first off, for world versus world, which is what I'm going over, it would be this little icon in the upper left that looks like a castle. You click that, and here you're going to see the match overview. Well, down here, if we look at all the rewards, every week this resets, and you'll start at the bottom of the barrel. You're going to start at a wood chest. Well, this is going to give you some memories of battle, some skirmish chests, reward track progress, missed warped packet, and some world versus world skirmish claim tickets. Now, previously I had said world versus world requires world versus world currency. Those skirmish claim tickets are what you need to craft the world versus world legendaries, as well as some memories of battle, and then that gift of battle that I just showed you from my inventory. So your goal would be play world versus world, get through all of these chests, just start slow. By playing, you're just naturally going to get points. There's absolutely no way to quicken this other than joining a group of people, running around, capturing objectives, killing other players. The final chest is going to be a repeatable chest. You're going to get a handful more of rewards, plus ever so important mystic coins. Mystic coins are also a requirement for pretty much every legendary in every form, whether that's world versus world, structured PvP, dungeons, raids, you name it. Mystic coins are needed. The other acquisition of mystic coins is going to be the black market, which is essentially the auction house in this game. You can click down here and mystic coins. You can buy them. Gold in this game does not come easy. I will tell you that right now. 10 gold, that might be a lot. It takes people a long time simply to get a few thousand gold. So gold in this game, you want to spend it sparingly. You want to really make your purchases matter. This is a last resort. If you're missing only a few items for your legendary and you can buy them, and you got the gold and you want that legendary, buy it by all means. Spend your gold on what you want. I prefer to spend my gold on cosmetics, which is the other end game of Guild Wars. The cosmetics here are fantastic. But back to the world versus world information here, since that's what we were going over. You're going to get some mystic coins from this. You're going to get a bunch of chests. But like I said, you're going to need a lot of other materials. Now, how do you get that, though? Because world PvP, you're not getting drops off killing people, like I said. You're not really getting drops. Well, we have reward tracks. And I'll show you a few others, but I'm going to scroll down and show you the primary one that you want to focus on first, which is the Gift of Battle reward track. This is going to give you a handful of rewards as you go. You can see there's some mystic clovers, obsidian shards you're going to need for crafting. This is a gemstone. You can see right there, used in a mystic forge to create eternal sands, focus, and make polish, used as precursor crafting. Some legendary items you're going to need the precursor weapon as well. This is a repeatable reward track, as you notice. So if I chose this, there's going to be an option I can click to repeat that. I have my 6 gifts of battle that I need to complete the armor, so I don't need that anymore. What I do need are other resources from places all over the game. And that's where all of these other tracks come in handy. You can find online what you need or see what for specific legendaries that you're hunting for, what kind of resources you might need to get. And somewhere in any of these chests, you're going to get them. Right now, I'm going from the Secrets of the Obscure expansion reward track, because this box here in the end has some relics that I need. Now, the relics aren't for legendary crafting. The relics are a piece of gear here. I don't want to go through the PvE way of getting them, which is completing a bunch of achievements in open world. I'm not very good at that. So I'm going the roundabout way and just simply getting the materials through these open world PvP rewards. I'm a big PvP guy. I really enjoy competition. Win or lose, it's fun to me. I don't care. So this is the path that I've chosen. The other path would be, like I said, exploring the open world. Let me show you how massive this world is. I'm in Lion's Arch, one of the main cities in the game. Each of these little diamonds are waypoints, quick travel points. If I click on them, I can travel there for X amount of coin. If I zoom out, this is the world. Here's more of it. Here's more way over here. More way down here. I mean, this game is huge. Here's another island. Here is another area. We go all the way up here. This is also another area. We can go up here. I haven't explored up there. I mean, all over, man. This go way down here into this far corner down here. We're going to have the new expansion area, which is where I was working through some quests. So there's a ton, absolute ton to do in this game. I suggest definitely giving it a shot. It's one of the better MMOs out there, and now is a perfect time because with the Amazon New World shutting down, there are a lot of MMO refugees finding new MMOs. And there's a lot of them in Guild Wars right now because it's an enjoyable game. They want to try it out. I will say Guild Wars is much more skill-based than a lot of the other MMOs that I've played before, where those games tend to be gear-based on how well you do. So it's a perfect time to jump into the game. There's a lot of new players. I'm one of them returning. And after 5 years off, I'm basically relearning the combat system myself. I still have the knowledge on how to craft things, where to go, what to do, but my combat knowledge is definitely lacking. So plenty of people here that are willing to help you out. I'd say join a guild. There's always people recruiting. You can join up to 5 different guilds, 6 different guilds. I'm wrong. 6 different guilds. And each guild, depending on their level, will also be a way for you to help collect resources. If you want to log in, you want to play with me, feel free to let me know. If there's anything from Guild Wars that, if you are a new player playing and there's anything you want me to go over, anything you want me to explain, feel free to drop a comment about that, and I'd be happy to make a video for you. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it for today. I want you guys to like, subscribe, and enjoy the holidays with your family. Get out there, have some fun. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Everybody should have something to be thankful for, and we have Christmas shortly afterwards. So I hope you beautiful people are having a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next quest. Take care.